guys. It is Thursday, August 27th. Took a trade today, pretty good. Originally, I was going to take an earlier trade at market open, but I kind of missed my entry. It kind of happened so fast. But yesterday, I actually didn't take any trades. It's kind of no trade day for me in the morning session, but I did end up scalping like around $100 in the afternoon session, but today I'm going to do a recap of this morning session and let you guys see what exactly my thought process was. And obviously, I can always improve. Um, but yeah, it's just about keeping up with consistency. So let's get into the trade recap. Alright, so for today's trade, this is the trade that I would have taken if I didn't miss it. But the trade I did take today looked something like this. So I got about a 1 to 2 today, which isn't horrible. And I did that with 4 contracts. But let's get into how I confirmed my bias today. So if we looked on the higher time frame, the first thing I noticed was we had a pre-market SMT with MES. By the way, this is MNQ, so the other correlated asset is MES. So we had a pre-market SMT to the upside. So we had a pre-market SMT target that if price hit, we would want to target away from, like it's doing right now in New York PM session. And then we also had from last week unfilled Asia smooth edges. So if we see over here last week for Asia, we had smooth edges, but then London failed to close higher with a full body closure. So it remained unfilled all of this time because the sessions were way below it, but now we're kind of trending upwards towards it, right? But as you can see, we're still leaving it unfilled, which is quite interesting. And then those are honestly, why I wanted to take longs is because those two confluences together. But if it was the opposite way, and these things didn't exist, then really my only uh, lower target for higher time frame status would be the new day opening gap. So if we look on the daily time frame, we kind of have this imbalance going on here. But that wasn't too much of a worry for me because I was looking for longs. So um, let's see exactly how that played out. So for London session, again, we made this extreme low point, kind of like a swing point, and it traded upwards to make and confirm the pre-market SMT. So if we go on the 1-minute chart and we look around, London session, because it made that low area, actually made an order block. So we have a London session order block that you can really tell on the 1-minute time frame. So that's kind of important to see if the market's going to continue going shorts or if it will reverse off of it like it did this morning. So 9:30 opens right here with this bullish candle. We create the 9:30 extreme. And ultimately what I wanted to see this morning is wherever 9:30 extreme is right here, I want to see it trade lower and either, hit the London session order block or go somewhere within it, but not close with a full body closure below it because that would disrespect the order block and continue, confirmation to the downside, which I didn't really want to see. But fortunately, we didn't have that. The order block, as you can tell, it actually respected it. Price respected the order block. It made not equal lows, but a bunch of wicks on the 1-minute time frame, confirming that this session's order block is still respected and validated. So now I ultimately was looking for a long setup, and we got one on the 1 minute time frame. So we had a 1 minute gap reversal right here, and then this candle right here was actually confirmed on 30 seconds. We had three 30-second consecutive candles bullish with an imbalance made, so that's why I could have entered right here, and I would have been targeting the 930 extreme. Now, evidently, I don't know, I kind of messed up my orders, so I actually missed this entry, but I did wait for a continuation or retracement, and I entered around here. So again, my trade kind of looked something along the lines of this. And it's kind of interesting because this risk to reward that I got was actually higher than my original with the retracement. Another thing to note that I didn't mention is we did have a swing point that we made, and that would, further confirm that my bias was correct. And as you can tell later on with New York PM session, it actually hit the pre-market SMT, but it still hasn't hit Asia Smooth Edges, which is really interesting. So that must be a strong resistance point or something. So that's pretty much trade recap for today. Let's go through my trade journal. So on my trade journal, we had a 1 minute gap reversal, and this is confirmation. We had a pre-market SMT on a 15-minute time frame to the upside of MNQ. It was used cautiously because it was close within London session, and it still had Asia Smooth Edges unfilled from a couple days prior. Overall, wanted to see longs after sweep or edge of the London session low liquidity point. Before market opened, we had an edge of roughly 20 points to London sweep, confirming bias for long entry. This also supported and respected the order block created in London session by only wicking the order block and not having full body closure even within the order block. If you remember the order block right here, we didn't even have full body closure within it, just wicked into it. Confirmation of the trade by 1 minute gap reversal from bearish run, followed by 3 quick 30-second candle imbalance. Took trade targeting 930 extreme open with the potential to later on hit pre-market SMT. And as a remember, afternoon session for New York actually did hit the pre-market SMT, but still hasn't hit the unfilled Asia Smooth Edges. This trade, taken before 10 a.m. is around market open. We had Asia Smooth Edges. We did have higher time alignment with the pre-market SMT and the 9:30 a.m. extreme open. And then this is just a screenshot of it. And then this right here is actually the PNL that I got today. So for 38.50 cents, that's the PNL for today. Pretty good. Pretty good. So hopefully this is kind of starting to make a little bit more sense. I don't know, I guess practice is key. I mean, if you look at the charts 24/7, you'll get there eventually. Takes time for sure. That's definitely true. But it's not impossible, So I think the hardest part for me right now is I'm really good right now at kind of confirming my bias and knowing at higher time frame points where price will go. But I think I'm still struggling with holding my entry until that price. I kind of tend to exit early. Like today, technically I could have held till New York PM session to hit the pre-market SMT, and I just went for the 930 extreme, which is totally valid, totally okay. But That's one of the things I need to work on to be a better trader. But, I got time to do that, so 4:38 is good on the day. But yeah, catch you guys tomorrow for the last trading day of the week. See you guys later.